G'day, I'm Jack. Welcome back to my channel, The Yet-Along Adventurer. Today we're going to be talking about cast iron skillets and the cooking pots. I recently went out on a camping trip and they've come back quite dirty. I'm going to walk you through the process that we can prevent the rust and maintain the seasoning on the pots so that we're ready for the next camping trip. Before we get too excited, we should preheat the oven. 230 degrees Celsius or 450 Fahrenheit. If you're still out bush, just bury it in the fire. She'll get hot enough. These are the tools I'll be using today. I wanted to keep this quite basic so that I can show you how easy it is to maintain. If you clean cast iron the wrong way, you can completely ruin the seasoning and end up with rust. Although I'm in the kitchen, cleaning up the cast iron is a lot easier while you're out camping and the pot is still warm. Using a flathead wooden spoon can help clean off most of the leftover food. Next, I rinse out the food scraps and run over the surface with a steel wool pad. There are other products such as a chainmail scrubber you can use and pick up on Amazon, which I'll show you in another video. But for anyone not yet willing to make the investment, this works fine in the kitchen. I'm also tackling head on that old myth, don't use dish soap on cast iron skillets. That was the case back in the day when we had lye in dish soap. Nowadays, soap is a lot milder and it's not going to cut into the seasoning of your pots. Having hot water on demand makes this easier to show you in the kitchen. Just a small amount of dish soap, as you can see, greatly diluted. Just make sure not to leave your cast iron sitting in the water and completely wipe out the water with a towel after rinsing. Now that we've cleaned and dried our cast iron, we need to go ahead and oil it before we put it in the oven. If the only thing you have is some canola spray, that's fine, it'll work too. We'll just spray it out first. That just lets the paper towel absorb the oil. Otherwise, if you just spray it directly, it just doesn't work as well. Now I'm adding a very thin layer of oil to protect the surface and maintain the seasoning on the pot. You only need a tiny amount, and using a paper towel helps distribute the oil without leaving too much left on the pot. If you have any excess oil in your pan, just make sure you wipe it out before putting it in the oven. You don't want to have any excess oil on there. You just want a really thin lining of oil. Now that we've oiled our cast iron, we're going to put it in the oven. Like I said before, 230 degrees Celsius, 450 Fahrenheit. We're going to be putting this in for an hour. Once your cast iron has cooled, wipe out any pooling oil and place back into storage for your next trip. Remember to never leave cast iron products in the wet, as it does rust. But just remember, if it does rust, it can be restored with a little love. These can last generations if they're maintained properly. If this video has helped you, please subscribe for more camping tips and gear reviews. I'll see you guys on the next one.